Hi, hello, and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't seen me around before, my name is Lauren, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 15 books that are available on Kindle Unlimited that I have read and I do not regret reading. I want to say a caveat just really quick. I didn't read all of these on Kindle Unlimited. A lot of these I've actually read in physical copies, but I do not regret reading them at all. And I've also split them into a couple categories. So we have some mythology retellings, we have some dystopian, YA, we have thrillers, and of course we have some romance. Let's go ahead and get into it. Any of the books that I've mentioned as of yesterday morning when I checked, all of these are available on Kindle right now, but I can't guarantee that they always will be. First off, we have Madeline Miller's Circe and Song of Achilles. I'm not going to go too far into them because they are retellings of myths. I really loved both of these, and I did a lot of work in college on these two books specifically. So Circe, she's the goddess of witchcraft, or kind of the first witch on, I think it's Odysseus's little travel back home after the Trojan War. I think that's right. He stops at her island for like a couple years, like 3 years or something. So we get to see her whole entire life and how she changes and grows, what happens to her, why she becomes this way, why she turns his men into pigs. Yeah, and then Song of Achilles, it's from, I don't think I'm gonna say it correctly, I think I was like taught the wrong way, but Patroclus, okay, I listened to the audiobook. Patroclus, so Song of Achilles is from Patroclus's perspective, and he was Achilles's partner, and in this one they are partners. I don't know how else to phrase that because they didn't have like a word for it. But yeah, you get to see Achilles' life through Patroclus. I listened to the audiobook. That was really good. I also have the physical copy. I highly suggest both of those on Kindle Unlimited if you are looking for some mythology and just need like a deeper book to dive into. And then we have The Grace Year. The Grace Year is a YA dystopian coming of age rite of passage story about a girl in her village. It's kind of like Puritan-ish. And all of the girls each year, like age 17 or 18, something like that, they go for an entire year and they have to live in this place away from the village for a whole year and fend for themselves. And as they go, the ones who survived the last years are coming back and they pass each other. And we follow from one girl's perspective. I can't remember her name. It was a really good book. I think I've had it as a 4-star read. I think I even did a review on my blog of it. It was a lot of commentary on societies and culture and how women are treated in those cultures. It's really creepy, and also our main character, she's kind of badass, takes a different perspective on things, all types of stuff. So they have to survive in the wilderness. On to the romance category. This one's a little bit longer. I'm not going to go too deep into some of these because I've talked about at least 2 of these series in my previous videos. The first one I have up is Lucy Score's Things We Never Got Over. I have not finished reading the rest of the series, but they are, I believe, available on Kindle Unlimited, as is Things We Never Got Over, which is the first one in the Knock 'Em Out series. There is a runaway bride. There's the bad boy of town who said he was never going to get into a relationship. Our female main character, she suddenly becomes a single guardian to a 10 or 11-year-old, 12 maybe? I think 11 is it. And it's also small town, very cute. Next up in romance is One Last Stop. I posted a review of this on my Bookstagram in the summer. I read this one probably in like 2 or 3 days. So it's a little bit of like magical realism, paranormal vibes. It's also set in New York City. It's LGBTQ+. It's a sapphic romance novel. The main characters, one is from present day and the other is actually from the 80s. And the subway is kind of magic. You don't really know what's happening. There's a little bit of a thriller aspect, as one of the FMCs, her mom has a brother who disappeared. And so she's trying to solve where he went. there's just a little bit of thriller wrapped in with it, a little bit of paranormal, modern day, very, very, very cute. There's also a little bit of spice in that one and was one of my best reads of 23. Next up are two series that I've talked about before, the Dreamland Billionaire series and Kings of Sin series. So the Dreamland Billionaires is 3 books, King of Sin is 4 books. All of them are available on Kindle Unlimited. Well, actually, Kings of Sin, the 4th book, is coming out like in March or April or May. It will be, hopefully. Fingers crossed, I think it should be. So both of these are billionaire romances with spice. Not like a ton, but a lot more than what I normally read. Just read them, they're really cute. Anyways, another feel-good rom-com book that I would recommend on Kindle Unlimited is Baggage Claim by Juliana Smith. That was actually one of the first video reviews that I posted on my channel. You can go check that train wreck out if you would like to. It is Christmassy and it is kind of like small town vibes, but not really a small town. Lots of family dynamics and involvement. And also there is fake dating to it. It was very clean. There was some steam, but nothing crazy. So it was very closed doors. And finally, for the romance category is one that I read in January. It was just released and it was Madison Wright's Off the Beaten Path. Now this is a small town romance. Actually, the place Fontana Ridge does exist. She posted it all over her Instagram and her Insta story all weekend. She went there. I didn't think it was real, so now I'm gonna have to go, obviously. But it's set near Asheville, North Carolina. So, you know, I live in North Carolina and I love Asheville. Small town romance, Blue Ridge Mountains, love. A single dad, he has tattoos, he has a man bun. Next door neighbors with the FMC and they kind of start doing fake dating. There's renovations. If you need like a pick-me-up book because you've had a rough week or something, this would be a great one. There is no spice. There's making out and whatnot, yeah. But there are no bedroom scenes. Now on to the fantasy. We have a full-on fantasy. I'm gonna kind of give it like a YA fantasy, but it is The Bone Witch. It's the first one in a trilogy. There's 3 books in it, and it is about a necromancy witch as she is coming to age and learning to kind of have her powers. She accidentally raised her brother from the dead, and that's how people found out. And then they shunned her and said, go away, go learn about your power because that is scary. I've only made it through the first book. I read it several years ago. All I remember is it was a good time. It was a good time. I would definitely read it again to finish the trilogy because I think when I read it, only the first book was out. But it's a coming of age, you know, she's having to learn about her powers. I really enjoyed it. I guess that's all I can say for it. I need to go back and reread some of these books, I think. Now on to my final category for Kindle Unlimited books that I would recommend for you to read. And it is thrillers. The Last House on Needless Street. This was also another book club book. I don't want to say too much because I want you to just go in with an open mind. For this one, I would say definitely read it versus listen to the audiobook. Some people in my book club listened to it on audiobook and said it was a very weird experience. And also, it is a thriller. There's a little bit of a mystery, slightly horror-ish. There's thriller. How do I want to say it? Kind of like just don't get too caught up on any one thing, but collect all the pieces so you can kind of try to figure out what's going on. The ending will surprise you. This one I just finished this month and it is Hidden Pictures. So many people on my Goodreads, when I said I started reading this, they said, oh my god, I loved this book, blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I did not realize. It was a runner-up for one of our book club book picks, and so that's why I chose it. And so it's a thriller. Nanny, she is a recovering addict as well. Let's see, she is like 21. She's very young. Been clean for 18 or 19 months. Gets this job in a rich household as a nanny to their 5-year-old. Very strict rules, but it seems like her cabin or her cottage on their property is haunted. and their son is being possessed. Thriller, because, you know, she's trying to figure out how this ghost lady died, and horror. Paranormal aspects. Finally, the last one that I have as a recommendation for Kindle Unlimited that I did not regret reading. I read this as a physical copy though, but it is The Silent Patient. So this is the one that I recommend anybody read first if they're gonna read Alex Michaelides' books. My preferred order would be The Silent Patient, then The Maidens, and then The Fury. Yeah, that's kind of also like my ranking of liking them. There's lots of big plot twists. It's more of a psychological thriller. It's set in England. It follows a psychiatrist who is trying to treat this patient. I think she is in this psychiatric care because she killed her husband, or she was convicted of killing her husband. That one was really good. I'm sure you've seen it on Book Talk or Bookstagram. It's a very common one. Highly recommend reading it, and it's even better that right now it is on Kindle Unlimited. So those are 15 books on Kindle Unlimited that I did not regret reading, and I will highly recommend that you read. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a like. And if you're looking for more book content, I post every Friday, and you can follow along with my shenanigans there by subscribing so you never miss out on anything on my channel. Also, if you're looking for more content, I have a Bookstagram, and you can go follow me there. There's a link in the bio that'll take you right to it. I post reviews, just kind of what I'm currently reading, all types of stuff. You never know what's gonna happen there. And I will see you guys next time. And I hope you enjoy these books. Like, honestly, I hope you enjoy these because they were all really, really good. So, alrighty, bye-bye.